And welcome back to week 4. Yeah, week 4.
Week 4 it is.
NFL season. We got Smitty coming at you, as always, but this week, a very, very, very special guest. The only undefeated squad thus far in the fantasy football season, 3-0, Mr. Joey Wonton. What's up, baby?
Panda Man.
Feel very honored to be here. Can't thank you guys enough.
Oh, that
I
sounded.
feel like I'm going to bring a lot of insight to this event.
Yep. So you want to make any opening statements on why your team is so awesome this year?
Well, I will say over the last several years, the kids have sucked the life out of me, and unfortunately, fantasy football has taken to the back burner. But this year, I'm back, baby. My draft was incredible. I'm out to win. Undefeated season. Coming at you. Boom.
I like it. I like the energy. I love it.
Okay.
We'll do a quick recap of last week here.
Let's talk it over.
So we got who scored. Did I score the high points? No, I didn't.
No, bro, it was me.
You got me at the end. Did not see that coming.
Sandbagging son of a bitch.
So first game, looks like Midnight Poutine whooped up on the Liptard. Not a great team so far for Glenn.
Glenn's a whipping boy, man.
Yeah. So I didn't play that great, but Myles Garrett had a 44.25 week. So that'll do it.
Second highest score in the league, so it's kind of fucked up to be like, oh, I didn't have a good week. Oh, finished second overall, didn't have a good week. What are you trying to prove?
I'm just trying to be humble. We all know my team is the best, and I'm the
best. What week am I playing you, Big Cat? I can't wait for that.
I don't know. That's going to be.
Don't look ahead, Joe. Fucking look ahead games. Look ahead games will kill you.
Just got to take it 1 week at a time. Anything can happen. Looks like Floppy D whooped up on the bearded clams.
Solid name.
Yep, I love it. We got Big Poppy 160 to Grow Up 172. Tony's team's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
not bad. Not bad at all.
Consistent all around.
Derelict, my balls got out of the basement or out of the no win column, I believe. Right? Was that his first win?
Who was that?
No, he has 2 wins, dude. He's won 2 in a row.
Against Butthole Surfers, which is strange because he's been playing real well. He got me at the very end last week.
Yeah.
That was a heartbreaker.
Not perverted, just Italian. Had a big week. Who did you have on? You must have had someone on Monday night.
I just had a fucking awesome game overall because I'm pretty much great at this game.
Mm-hmm.
No, my Monday night was CeeDee Lamb had a few points for me. So he pushed me over the top on you. So, I mean, I kind of blew up this week. Mike Williams had a great week. Kelsey and Kittle, that combo finally worked, and my defense was super strong. So, and CD pushed me past you on Monday night.
Nice.
How you
Last game, Seymour Bush goes down to Panda. 148, not your strongest performance, but you got the job done.
A win is a win, right? Isn't that what they said?
A poor coaching move. I left some people on the bench. But, when your team is that strong all around, we will prevail.
It's actually one of the worst efficiency ratings I've ever seen. 72.9. I think we've seen a couple in the 60s.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple in the 60s, but low 70s is
when your bench almost scores as much as your actual players, but again, it's all about just consistency across the board. No matter who I put in there, they're going to perform.
That means you had a great draft and you have no fucking idea what you're doing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You're like a poor person that bought a Ferrari.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt. You got to start that guy every week.
I know. Trust me.
I know.
Poor decision. Well, Cook was out too, so he's still coming.
Yeah. No, I mean, looking at your starting lineup, like, look, there's not, you got let down by Corey Davis and Sterling Shepard. Gronkowski had a down game. And it really is your defense that let you down. Because if you look at your top half starters, like everybody was solid. Lamar Jackson, Eckler, Keenan Allen, Claypool, Cooks, like all good starts. So I think it was the back half of your offensive flex guys that you could have made some different decisions on. But I mean,
it won't happen again, Daddy. My defense is rough. I'm making some moves on defense. Okay,
Joe, you got a nice little team. All right, you got a nice little team, cute little team there.
Last time I checked, they're undefeated. So
that's a sign of a magical season, right? When you
probably gonna get
make
stopped.
all the mistakes and you still win.
Yeah,
that's right.
So let's take a quick rundown of the divisions. I'll try to whip up the first power rankings like I do in Excel, so we can post those on the site. But we're just run through the divisions here real quick.
Just spitballing.
About 20% through the season, because we got about 14. We got 14 regular season games, so an extra game this year, which is just awesome. I mean, more football sounds fantastic. Sign me in. So Latina Fire, who was that? I think, was that you, Joe?
Yeah. So, all right, I'll give you the rundown. This is the only division that every team has a win. So right there goes to show you that they're probably the strongest division.
Look at that analysis. Spot on.
But Bearded Clam, Thunder, Dak was his only highlight. What's interesting about him is the first 2 weeks, he put up some ridiculous points. 212 in the first game, 176 in the second game, but unfortunately had a floppy D this week, put up like 100 points or something like that. So rough going there for Thunder, but I love you, and I know you're going to bounce back this week. Then we got Grow Up Tony Z, who I'm playing right now, who actually has a lead on me. But again, strong week, just consistent every single week. He may be a top contender to take me down for the Super Bowl, potentially. Then you got Big Poppy, my boy. Josh Allen this week, great, 44 points. But he got beat by the rival, Grow Up. So Tony Z took him this week. So then we got Floppy D, nice week, 163 points. Matt Stafford, 38 points. But unfortunately, he lost the first two. So at least he made a strong comeback. But again, strong division. I'll be looking for you in the playoffs.
Love it. Who do you think is going to win that division?
Tony Z. Boom.
Yeah, I probably have to agree with you. Even though I fucking pooped on his team and he tracked me down in the bathroom. He's in the urinal next door to me. He's like, yeah, it's always great way to start your day when you wake up and you turn on YouTube and someone shits on your team.
Hey, man, at least we have watchers. At least we have viewers. We had a viewer. Cheers.
I was like, Tony, I did no prep for that show. I just did it off of the fucking power ranking on the website.
Yeah. Just make it up as we go along, please.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. At the beginning of the season, everyone's pretty much equal.
Everybody starts at 0-0.
There might be a couple good teams and a couple bad teams, but everyone else, you just don't really know.
Yeah, agree.
All right, Division Beach. I think that
would be me. So we got three. We got the 2-1, or no, I'm sorry, we got 3 2-1 teams in this division. And then you have Glenn, as the also ran at 0-3. So not great for Glenn. I mean, it's a tough start to the season. His scoring has been bad.
Broadcasting school really paying off.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good second week, I guess, in the 170s, but I mean, he's in deep. He's in deep. So I think Glenn's in pretty tough shape because the other three teams I feel like play relatively evenly. Everybody has like a strength, but everybody has a weakness too. Usually you got Derek and Midnight Poutine kind of leading the charge here in this division. But, I think Derek carries a slight edge in this division. If Barkley and Mixon kind of keep things going, I think that wide receiver depth can carry him across the line with Godwin and Jefferson. If Manny Sanders keeps being a thing, but I mean, tight end is a big time problem. I mean, Higbee's been okay, but Evan Ingram is not good.
I keep him on my roster every year just in case.
One wide receiver injury from having to start like fucking Rondale Moore, MVS or something like that. So, I think as it stands, you have the best team right now. But it's a razor's edge, just like every fantasy season. So I like the Poutine boys coming off a win, which is always good. You got the Butthole Surfers, Bob. Anybody that's rocking with Kyler Murray is okay in my book. He is going to be playing the Chuba Hubbard lottery, which I think is exciting. So, we'll see how that works out. I don't know if it's going to be a Madison type replacement level. But I think he's certainly going to have the opportunity to do that, and if you pair that up with Gibson and Hubbard, and if Josh Jacobs comes back this week, that's 3 quality starting backs. And, but he's got Jarvis Landry on IR, not great. Michael Thomas, who knows what's going to happen there. So, it's not smooth sailing for him either. And then Derelict, the portion of his team that I really like is the running back, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Aaron Jones, probably the best 3 running backs on any one team in the league. I mean, if Najee Harris keeps on catching 12 balls a week, should be good, but he's got weakness at wide receiver. He's got Evans, he's got Pittman, but the rest of the guys are kind of meh. So anyway, what I like in this division, I actually like Midnight Poutine, but I feel like this is going to be like a 8-win division winner, 8 or 9 wins. It's going to be like an 8-7 or a 9-6 team. Is that math right? Nope. 10-6. Nope. 11-6. 9-8. No, but it's got to be your bowl. So anyway, I think it's going to take maybe a game or 2 above 500.
8-5. No, 8-6.
8-6 is only 14, man. They play 17 games.
So we play 14.
14.
Who's the math guy here?
3.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you know what I mean. Yep. So I think you're going to I think the winner of this division is going to be just a little bit over 500. I don't want to say that Glenn's out of it, but Glenn's out of it. And with that, I'm going to eat this.
Glenn's not. I mean, Glenn has scored 13 less points than Mike, and Mike is 2-1. So, there's that usually evens out over time. But
I mean, if you look at Glenn's actual roster, it's not horrific.
Yeah.
He's got 1 running back though. The Fournette thing's not working out. A.J. Brown being hurt this week is a huge problem for him. Tonight's DJ Chark injury is actually going to help Marvin Jones, I think. Mm-hmm. Although Marvin Jones was the number 1 receiver in Jacksonville anyway. So he's got Odell Beckham, he's got A.J. Brown, he's got AB, Marvin Jones, Terry McLaurin. I mean, that's a really solid wide receiver. So Glenn's going to make noise. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to see any of these teams in the wild card. I wouldn't be surprised to see any of them win the division. It's a pretty even division. Bottom line. Anyway, big cap.
All
right, last division, the Derek Special. Panda Man 3-0 at the top of that one. I mean, we talked about it a little bit already. His roster is solid. He's got Cook back this week. So Eckler, Cook, and Hunt rolling out every single week. That's pretty solid. Lamar Jackson, I think they'll find their groove offensively, and he'll be putting up 30-point games. I even like Corey Davis who's
Let me
had
jump in here. Even Naheem Hines is kind of a thing now. I mean,
no doubt.
he's kind of a thing. So, like, I mean, and Gio Bernard. I mean, Joe kind of has.
He's hurt though, but
I know, but you got a lot going on. You got guys with active roles in their offenses as depth players. Like, like you don't have to play Naeem Hines, but like if somebody gets hurt and you can put him in, like that's pretty good. That's not bad.
The guys that catch, 6 or 7 balls every game out of the backfield, those guys are so valuable because they'll score you, 8 points when they do it really nothing. So I mean, it's solid all the way around. He's even got Kirk Cousins. That's a pretty good trade chip, in my opinion.
Yeah. Got rid of my cousin though, Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy Chin. The only Asian defensive back in the NFL.
I picked him up just for that.
Oh, Patrick Chung, remember him? Patrick Chung, Big Cat.
I do.
Yeah, played for New England for all those years, right?
Yep.
I think he got out of the league for hitting the slopes with his nose.
I agree.
Smitty's
team here is obviously very good. Russell Wilson had kind of a rough matchup, but you got Carson, I thought you had another running back.
I got Myles Gaskin.
Yeah, Myles Gaskin was in there.
But I didn't design the team to play. I mean, I designed the team to have one running back.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to mention that I'm the top scoring team in the league.
You are.
Even though Joe beat me in week 2.
Yeah.
That was a nail biter.
Did you have top score in week 2 to beat me, Joe?
No, I don't think I was top scorer. I was 3
or 4. Up there though. You had a good week.
Yeah, week 2, the top score was Derelict My Balls, 194.
Nice.
Yeah.
Panda came in second. Yeah, second, and Dave was almost third.
It's a service right there.
Yeah.
Also known as fourth. Almost third, also AKA fourth.
So yeah, if the 2 tight ends continue to work for Dave, that's going to be pretty nice for him. Turd Ferguson, I've kind of been watching him because I made a trade with him, and his team really isn't bad at all. He's had some rough beats. I mean, he just went down to 230 points. He scored 173 points this week. He's obviously got Kamara. When Tannehill performs, he's got some good players out there. And Waller, Waller is going to blow up every 2 or 3 weeks too, so he's due. And his defense is really good. He's got 2 great linebackers. So pretty solid team there. And Seymour Bush. Yeah, I think didn't Seymour Bush start off 0-4 last year and then win the whole thing?
I don't know, but I can verify that while you keep talking.
I'm pretty sure he did, and he was looking real bad too. So he's definitely not dead, but it has not gone well for him this year. He lost to Panda last week, only putting up 123 points. He's got Zeke, who played well, but beyond that, it's looking pretty thin.
It's fast, Big Cat.
What's that?
He went 3-1 in the first 4 weeks.
Maybe it was 2 years ago. Didn't he win 2 years in a row? It was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough division to win, man. Honestly, I'd give Dave just the slightest edge right now, I guess, because you saw last week what his team can do if everyone kind of clicks. And that upside versus Joe, that's why I'm kind of giving Dave the tiebreaker right now. I think Joe's he doesn't really have a stud wide receiver. Keenan Allen, I think, has lost a little bit to Mike Williams, at least so far. I did not see that coming. Mike Williams always gets hurt though, but So that's a matchup to watch too, between those guys. So yeah, it's going to be close, and like I said, Turd Ferguson isn't bad at all either. So
Yeah.
you know what I was thinking about? You know how the NFL has 7 playoff teams now?
Yeah.
You could totally do that in same format in fantasy. And you could even make that the 7th team be like the highest remaining points. That'd be pretty cool.
Walk me through that.
So 7 teams would make it. Only 1 team would get a bye.
Oh,
So,
one bye. Okay. Yeah. One bye. Mm-hmm.
so 2 would play 7, and so on and so forth. So there'd be 4 games. No, there'd be 3 games in the first week.
In week, what is that? So playoffs now
15.
15, 16, 17, right? Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
I think it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll put it up for a vote next year.
Yeah. All right, let's make our picks here this week, and we'll get out of here.
Fuck yeah.
All right, what you guys go to franchise and fantasy previews?
You're running the show here, Big Cat.
Go in that order. So, first game is Panda versus Tony. Grow up. It's a tough one. I'm gonna give the edge to Tony right now. Man, this is a tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Tony. Really, just because Panda's 3-0, and that it always seems to, how everything evens out. So I'll take Tony in this one, but it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want to pick Joe. I'll pick Joe. Although, Joe, I suggest that you start a defensive back. Just tossing it out there.
Sorry, I got kicked, but I'm back. What are we picking now?
We're picking you versus Tony. And I feel like maybe you should start a defensive back this week. Could be some points for you.
I haven't set my lineup yet. I'm waiting. I have no Thursday night games.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah. So I mean, I think Joe can pull it out here. That Cook, Eckler, Hunt starting trio is solid, and Lamar, has been playing okay. I don't know about starting. I mean, I feel like Corey Davis might have a fuck you game against Tennessee too. So, I don't know about trying to wiggle Cooks into your starting lineup somehow, but I feel like Joe's team has enough depth that it's just like you have to make really good starting decisions every week. If you do that, then you're going to win a lot of games. But there's a lot of losses out there for you, or a lot of missed opportunity, I guess. And it's hard when you got a good team. It's hard to pick the right guys. So, but anyway, I'm going with Joe.
All right. Who are you taking, Joe? Taking yourself?
I'll take myself.
Who's going to be your MVP this week?
Cook's going to come back. He's going to be strong and 40 points.
Yeah, I could see that, honestly.
No, Austin Eckler against the Raiders D. He's going to run a lot. He's actually going to get rushing yards. Eckler's first 100-yard game of the season this week.
Yeah, he's been soft so far, so we'll see.
100-yard rushing. He's been over 100 all-purpose, but he's going to run for 100 yards this week.
Boom.
You're right here first. Can't lose. All
right, next one is Big Poppy versus Midnight Poutine. This feels like an L for me, but he is playing Jamar Chase. I don't think he's done much.
He just had a long reception, but no touchdowns.
I'm gonna have to take Big Poppy.
No, not for me. This is Midnight Poutine, and honestly, Mixon hasn't done squadoosh tonight. Tom Brady.
There's still half a game left, though, Daddy.
Yeah, not really. It's halfway through the third quarter now, but Poutine, Tom Brady on Sunday night. Like, come on, like he's going to do something crazy.
Mhm.
Justin Jefferson, not a great matchup. Actually, going back on my pick here. No, I mean, come on, you're starting Damian Harris and Devin Singletary. No, all right, poutine. I'm poutine.
Good team as well.
All right.
Just pure feel. I don't know much.
Derelict my balls versus the bearded clam.
Ooh. Ooh.
As I scan through this, I'm going to take the bearded clam. I think Derelict my balls has had a run of luck. I think it comes to an end this week. It's going to be close though. It's a close matchup. But I like Diggs a lot this week. I like Lockett a lot this week. I like Zach Moss this week too, honestly. And I think Dax will have a nice game. So I'm taking the bearded clam.
Yeah, I think that last week was a fluke. So he's going to put up another 175 to 200 points like he did the first 2 weeks. I'm going clam chowder.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to keep it in the family. Barely to my balls. I think that Mike Evans. I mean, it just depends which receiver catches all the touchdowns from Tom Brady. And the problem is there's 4 guys, including Gronk, right? So if it's Evans, he could get there. But those 3 running backs and Aaron Rodgers, I don't know how you that's very difficult to overcome. Nick Chubb, Najee Harris, and Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But it's hard to get excited about Devontae Parker too. So I think it's close, but I like Derelict.
All right. Seymour Bush versus the Butthole Surfers. It's going to be another close one. I think Arizona is playing someone. Yeah, they're playing the Rams. So their defense is good, but I could also see Kyler Murray showing out at that game. Chuba Hubbard, I'm not too excited about versus the Cowboys. His defense is real good though.
Who, Bobby G?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been playing great.
So I'm gonna take Butthole Surfers, but Seymour is due for a bounce back. His lineup really isn't bad at all. What do you guys think?
I'll go Seymour for no reason.
I think he's going to get up off the mat. And D, I did check, and he did go 0-4 to start the 2019 season and won the whole fucking thing.
Wow.
So, I mean, just Glenn, you're not out of it.
Yeah.
But you're out of it.
But you do suck.
You're not out of it.
Yeah, no one's out of it. I mean, probably everyone's 8 wins gets you in. So, I mean, you can still make 8 wins from now to the end of the season. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right. The Libtard winless versus, oh boy, Dave Smith. Yeah. AJ Brown's not playing, right?
No. I mean, I don't think he's been ruled out officially, but I don't think it looks good.
Yeah. His lineup really isn't bad at all.
He's going to throw Antonio Brown there if AJ Brown doesn't go in, though, which is not bad. It's not bad at all.
But your lineup is formidable.
Pretty good.
And all the Mike Williams touchdowns will cancel out. The Herbert touchdowns. Yeah, I'm sorry, Glenn. I'm going to have to take Dave on this one. Kittle's due to blow up, too, even though he had a
nice game last week.
He hasn't scored, though.
Yeah. And plus, Bob Woods is due. I mean, at some point, somebody to say, like, Cooper Kupp is not going to beat our team, and they're going to shut it down. And where's the volume going to go from there? It's either going to go to Bob Woods or Higbee, and I think it's going to go to Woods.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's this week.
So you're picking yourself there, Dave?
Hell yeah. Fuck Glenn.
I love Glenn, but unfortunately, Smitty's gonna pounce him. Just saying.
All right. So, well, two of the best names in the league, that's for sure. Floppy D versus Turd Ferguson. Floppy Frankel at it again.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
taking Turd Ferguson in this matchup. He's due. He's due for a win, and Floppy D's lineup is just not doing it for me when Metcalf isn't, a freak. And I think a lot of teams they must have figured that guy out, because from the halfway point last season to now, he's not done a whole lot. Nothing like he did the first 8 games last year.
Which is shocking because I still feel like he's pretty good, but maybe it's like one of those like, how some teams just decide that like Tyreek Hill is not going to beat us this week. And
Yep.
That's when Kelsey and Byron Pringle and Mecole Hardman blow up,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what's happening with Lockett, because Lockett's going crazy, but Metcalf hasn't done shit. Yeah, I really have to lean on Turd here. Dave Free has a good team.
Yeah.
So I like those starting running backs as long as Darrell Henderson goes. If Darrell Henderson doesn't go, he's a little sketch for that next guy to start. Probably, I guess, would be Kenny Galladay. But if Henderson goes, then I really like Dave.
Yep.
I'll go Floppy D on this one, just because I love him.
Going Oppo. I like it.
There you go.
All right, boys. Well, any final thoughts before we call it a night?
I love you guys.
I don't call him the best color man in the league for nothing.
If you want me to join any more times, I will be there as a guest. I hope you enjoyed my insight. I brought a lot to the table. I know a lot about fantasy football, and I plan on winning this year.
Keep winning, and you can keep coming on the show.
Yep.
Start losing, and we'll kick you to the curb like Glenn. If Glenn actually goes 0-4, we're going to have him on the show next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Purposes. It's the fantasy football equivalent of putting him in the stockade with a dunce cap on.
Yep. And that'll be the whole show. We won't talk about anything else. We'll just poop on him for 45 minutes.
Justify your team. Go.
All right, boys. Well, good luck this week, and we'll talk to you next week.